News 10, we've shared a lot of news on the November election coming up and the candidates, and it's easy to get lost in that information. That's why we have Matt Grossman, the director of the Michigan State University's Institute for Public Policy and Social Research, joining us on Mid-Michigan Matters today. And Matt, you are no stranger when it comes to covering political science and everything with the election. You have many books that you've written that I've checked out personally, but this new book that you've written right here, Polarized by Degrees, what can be learned from reading this book?
Well, the largest recent change in American politics is college-educated voters moving towards the Democrats and voters without college education moving toward the Republicans. And this book tries to explain that as the result of our politics being increasingly about culture and less about economics.
I was going to say something else you can find on the cover of the book is that it says Diploma Divide and Culture War. How did you come to that finding to realize there was that divide?
Well, first we started noticing just the large increase in educational attainment and the move leftward in social and cultural attitudes, but that was juxtaposed with a big close competition between the two major parties. So we were trying to explain how could you move politics leftward in terms of social and cultural issues but still get this big divide.
And what is that answer?
Well, there's always going to be folks who think things are moving too fast, that our culture should go back to the way it is. We should make America great again, and that they are able to change, even as, say, they accept gay marriage, but they start to worry about transgender issues.
Were there specific events recently in the past few years, historically, that helped influence your decision to write these different ideas?
Well, the biggest one is that we were all surprised by the 2016 election in Michigan, and one reason was that the polls were oversampling people who had college degrees or even graduate degrees. And it turned out that was a big reason why we got it wrong in 2016.
Okay, let's talk about the polls. We've seen many different polls saying Harris will win, that Trump will win. So what is your take?
Well, right now it looks very close nationally and quite close in Michigan. The average of the polls has Harris ahead in Michigan, but the polls were off in a pro-Democratic direction the last two presidential elections by enough that would allow Trump to win. It's not consistent, though. In 2012, the polls were actually under reported likely Democratic support.
All right, so it changes here and there, so you'll just have to stay with it and find out.
That's right. We never know until Election Day, and obviously folks should get out and have their own voice heard.
There you go. Get voting. And I know you're going to be readjusting some of your books in regards to the election. But when can people look forward to the book launch for Polarized by Degrees? Where can they buy it? And what do they need to know about the Lansing Lit Festival this weekend?
Polarized by Degrees is available anywhere that you get your books, but we're having a fun celebration with a cake with the book cover tomorrow, 5 p.m. At Hooked in Lansing on Michigan Avenue. And you can come ask me questions and hear a little bit more. And it's the kickoff for the Lansing Lit Festival, which is happening all weekend. 26 events across bookstores and libraries all over Lansing.
All right, that is impressive. Okay, well, make sure that you go check out Matt Grossman's book, Polarized by Degrees. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We're going to send it to First Alert meteorologist Colton Sikoraki. Colton, it's been a pretty standard forecast, 80s and sunny, but something is in the forecast to make mention of.
Yeah, there's actually something